Hey, there we go. It doesn't take long to get back here, right? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host, David Burrows. Yeah. What's going on in your world today? Who's out there? We got some people joining in already, which is always great to see. And who's first in the comments? Jesse. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Back to you. And what else? Oh, gas price is $131.9 and will go up this evening. Why is it always Monday that it goes up, Jesse? What's the reason? Did you know? I'd be curious to know that answer. Why Monday? And what are you guys, everyone watching? What's the first day of the week? What's the first day of the week? I always thought it was Sunday. If you look on the calendar, it's Sunday. It's the first day of the week. But I think we think of Monday as the first day of the week, because that's when the show's on. No, I don't know. Probably because that's when most people go back to work, right? Hope you've had a good weekend. It was a busy one for me, as always. It's either busy work or busy pleasure. Like I'm just like to keep doing stuff, right? It was out at the steam threshers on Saturday. I don't know if you saw any of that at all, but they invited me to come out there to the steam thresher show in Forest at the Forest Fairgrounds, and I was flying the drone to show off the Parade of Power, which are like over 100 tractors in the Parade of Power, and then we were showing off the tractor pull as well. And it started on Friday, but I was out there on Saturday, went all through the evening. They had bands out there. Pardon me, there were some classic cars. There were some old tractors like 1953. 1950, like it was really cool. I'm certainly not a farmer guy. I'm a farmer guy by relation. My in-laws are farmers, right? But it was just very cool and neat to see how things worked, and it was nice to see people were out. Right, here we are. We're kind of getting some sort of normal going on around there. So it was nice to see. It was good. And thank you to the steam threshers for inviting me and allowing me to come out and fly the drone and go live from the show on the go. The van, right? I was originally going to call it the Showmobile, but I didn't because the city of Sarnia used to have a stage called the Showmobile and everything. And there isn't anyway. So I just thought, so I'm the show on the go. When I'm out in the van and I'm mobile, I'm the show on the go. So the show on the go was at the Forest Fairgrounds. And we had a great time. Jesse, you don't know? Work week or actual week? I don't know. Sunday's the first day of the week, but it seems like Monday, right? We'll say Monday because it's the show day. That's what we'll go with. All right. I do appreciate everybody being here. And for those of you watching, hello. Say hello in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from. We get seen all over the planet. You never know who's going to show up around here. And that being said, with everything getting back to some kind of normal where we can have events and do that sort of stuff, keep in mind social distancing is still important. There's still some guidelines. They haven't said you don't have to wear the mask or anything. I did see that I think it's Manitoba is talking about lifting the mask mandate. But, we're all still in different situations, and we certainly don't want to get back to where we were. Who wants to go through the longest 2 weeks of your life ever again, right? I don't think so. If you still haven't gotten the vaccine, and because you're not sure or whatever, like go to getthevaccine.ca and you can get all the proper information to make an educated decision. I know there's lots of paraphernalia out there about this, that, and the other thing. I'm double vaccinated, and just go to lambtonpublichealth.ca and you can get all the accurate information, the daily updates. Get it from the proper. So I've been saying it from day one of all of this. Get it from the proper. You wouldn't take legal advice from a doctor, and you probably wouldn't take medical advice from a lawyer, right? So go to the right people to get the proper information to make your decisions. I've got a mailing list on, I don't know how many of you know that I have a website as well. It's the showlive.live. You can go there. You'll see some new stuff and some events that are happening and some other stuff that you don't always see here, but there is a mailing list that I've been building. And if you're not on the mailing list, go to the showlive.live and you'll get a pop-up on the screen and just enter in your email address. And I'm going to start sending out probably like one every couple of weeks. So twice a month you'll hear from me. Got some really cool stuff coming up now that we're getting back out to some events, right? So you stay informed that way. There's some really cool stuff coming. I wish I could tell you today, but we still got to cross the T's and dot the I's, but I can't wait. People are asking about the Sarnia Sting. It looks like getting back there in September, right? And yes, I will be a part of that again. And that's part of some of the cool stuff coming down the pipe and how it's going to look like with the Sarnia Sting. We're really super excited for that. So make sure you go join the mailing list at my website. And if you don't know, I'm also on Twitter and Instagram. You can go find me there. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm getting closer. I'm just over the 800 mark. I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Now, what you'll see on the YouTube channel used to be just the show and the events. The show is still live on YouTube channel as we are here on Facebook. And the reason I do that is not everybody's on Facebook, believe it or not, so people can watch the show there. But I have my drone videos. I have my motorcycle helmet cams and some other cool stuff that I'm working on as well. I got some nice drone footage of the ships that pass through here every day. And so you're going to see some other stuff other than just the show. So if you haven't done it yet, I'm asking you to please consider going over there and hitting the subscribe button. Just very simply, youtube.com/Dav Burrows. Everything's Dav Burrows, I think, except for the show. It's the show Sarnia. I couldn't have Dav Burrows for this page because that's my personal. Anyway. And if you don't know, also excited that finally live streaming the show on LinkedIn Live. It took 2 years of trying to finally get approved. Not anybody can just get there. They're still going through a process, right? So we're finally, a few months ago, finally got approved to go live on LinkedIn. So if you're on there, be sure to check us out there as well. Okay, got to say some thanks, of course, to some ongoing sponsors. Our friend Christine Fiji at Active Ears Hearing Centers, where better hearing begins with you. And we appreciate Christine supporting us for many years now. Thanks so much, Christine. Hughes Intelligence, security specialist, been there for several years as well. Very grateful. And of course, our friends at Huron Signs or AskGuy.ca, AG Event Graphics, group of companies, been supporting us practically from day one. Within the first year we started the show, they've been there supporting us in many ways, and so grateful to Guy and his staff and Kevin down there. Always been very supportive. For coming up on 10 years in November. Going to have some special announcements what we're going to do about, what are we going to do? We're going to have a party. We're going to have a party for the show. I'm hoping people will show up. I'm thinking band. I'm thinking beer, food, whatever brings people out, right? And we'll just maybe cake or something, typical party. But it'll be to celebrate 10 years of the show. That'll be coming up in November. I'll have dates for that as well. And our friends down at Oswald's Diner, they've got a bike show coming up on September the 11th. We'll be talking with them as we get closer to that. Nice motorcycle show. They're super excited to be able to get outside and do that again. And family owned, locally owned. You can check them out and their menu online at oswalds.com. And if you ride there on a motorcycle, you get a 15% discount off your food, right? So if you have a motorcycle, go there. If you don't have a motorcycle, go buy one and save 15%. I don't know. And Joe's Discount Tire, also big supporters of us here on the show. Very grateful for them as well. All right, some other things to talk about before we get into my first guest. I got this from Paul McGuire the other day. St. Patrick's Day do-over. What a great idea. Live music is going to happen down at the Imperial City Brew House, and dress to impress. They're going to have green beers and seltzer. It's all Irish themed. They're going to have some Irish dancers. They're going to have, I think the Legion Pipe Band is going to be there, and some live music, including that from the Celtic Hillbillies. That's tomorrow. If you're watching this live, it's tomorrow. If you're watching this tomorrow, it's today. And if you're watching it Wednesday, too late, missed out. So the green's going to be on tomorrow at the Imperial City Brewhouse, sorry. And Paul McGuire asked me to put that out there. So it's kind of significant, right? Because the day we were really shut down was St. Paddy's Day. They canceled St. Paddy's Day, right? You believe that? Almost Wow. Longest 2 weeks ever. That's all I got to say. All right. It's 5 o'clock Dockside coming up this Saturday down at Dockside Restaurant in the Sarnia Bay Marina in support of the Alzheimer's Society. I'm going to be there hanging around doing some stuff, enjoying the great food. Now, you can get tickets to go there, or you can get tickets to take your meal home as well. There's a phone number on the screen to find out more information, or go to it's5o'clockdockside.eventbrite.com to get your tickets and find out more. All, of course, supporting the Alzheimer's Society, an organization close to my heart for sure, as my father suffered from dementia and Alzheimer's. So I'm happy to be there giving their support. Border Light is going to be there, the Borderline Band is going to be there with the Margaritaville type music. We're going to have a lot of fun. Dockside. It's going to be cool, right? And I think I might take the drone down there and fly around and see what's going on over there while I'm there as well. That's Saturday, August 21st. Still able to get some tickets for that. And again, supporting a good cause there, the Alzheimer's Society. Coming up this Sunday, I'll be back out in Petrolia once again for the Western Ontario Outlaws Lawn Tractor Racing, and I'll be live streaming that as well, thanks to the support of Lugnuts Truck and Trailer Repair. If you haven't heard me talk about it, yes, lawn tractor racing is a big deal, and they get going pretty fast out there. It's a lot of fun. They start from like 4 and 5 years old all the way up to us big kids who are much older than that. So if you want to come out there to Petrolia, it's just south of the lights at Oil Heritage and Petrolia Line, right next to the old landfill site, I believe. That's what it was. And it's $10 a carload or $5 a person. Come on and you park up on the hill and enjoy some family fun racing out there. Competitive, but it's a real family sport. And I'm really glad to be a part of that family out there and able to live stream it and bring it to all of you who may not be able to get out there. So that's every other Sunday, but we're back this Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that as well. And yes, we had some competition between myself and my son and Gary and Colin from Preferred Towing. And look at this. Look what I got. Let's go over here. I got them right here. Let's get rid of this for a minute. Here we go. So there's Gary, bobblehead Gary. Is that the coolest thing ever? And Gary's looking, and he's like, I'm like, hey, Gary, what do you think about the show? And he's like, whatever. And then there's Colin. It's like, do you like the show, Colin? Yeah, Dave, it's awesome. Okay, there you go. These are all... They've all been hand painted. There's 250 of them for sale. You get them at Preferred Towing. They're $40 a piece. And all the money is going to support Ohana Landing, the youth transitional housing facility brought forward by Gary and Tammy at Preferred Towing. And I'm always really proud to support them with the Ohana Landing. Each one of these has been hand painted, and they've all got their signature on them as well. Right. And of course, so there's only 250 of them. Of course, number one Gary, number one Colin are at the Preferred Towing office. And there's a young boy out there who's really, really happy. He's got number two. These are number 3 out of the 250 limited edition bobbleheads. Yes, I totally intend to get my own bobblehead. I don't care what it costs. I'm jealous of these two guys right now. I want my own bobblehead. But this is to support, again, Ohana Landing. So go on down there to Preferred Towing and see Carol, or you can email them at Preferred Towing or give them a call. They'll tell you how to get them. And then this is the coolest thing ever, right? They're going to sit right there and keep an eye on me for a while. Yeah, trouble right there. You guys behave back there. All right. And real quick, before I move on to my first musical guests, we had him here last week. Mr. J was here talking about the Jam in Germain Park. Open mic and jam still happening every Wednesday in August. And if the weather permits, it looks like they might go into September. But get down there, get your instruments, and have some fun with Mr. J. And they've been having great turnouts, 60, 65 people at least anyway, with an open mic jam in Germain Park. It's nice to see that park being used. I think sometimes we forget about Germain Park because it's like off the beaten path there, and it's beautiful down there. So get out and give your support out there. Okay, lots going on, and I'm running out of time. Holy cow, I talked too much. Let's get to my first musical guest, Beer Store Money. Couldn't be here live, but we did catch up with them last week, and we did this recording with them, and I'm just so proud of this group. I've known them for a few years now, and I've watched them grow, personally and musically and talented wise. And we're going to take a look at that right now, and then we'll come back. Arron Sisson's going to join me after this, and we're wrestling fans. Stay tuned. But right now, let's talk music with Beer Store Money. All right. Well, as promised, Beer Store Money finally back here on the show, and we've kept in touch sporadically throughout the pandemic, and it's about time to have them back. Welcome back, you guys. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Real good to be back. Thanks for having us back.
You're welcome. So, Beer Store Money, for those who don't know, we got Chris and we got Melissa and we got Marcus here. Let's go back over a year and a half. The longest 2 weeks of our life.
It's been a long decade, that's for sure.
Yeah. How did you guys come through? How did you handle the pandemic as far as the music side of things went? Go ahead.
Well, for a long time, we weren't even legally allowed to practice.
Right.
So
Yeah,
there was a long hiatus where it was just kind of like, I miss you.
It was like a good 6 month plus stretch where it was just keeping in touch via Messenger. Just keeping fresh on our own. Luckily, Mel and I, we lived together, so we could keep workshopping some stuff and keeping our vocal chops fresh.
I was doing little bits of songwriting here and there. I've got a bunch of things that I'm working on, so new music will be coming down the pipeline eventually.
Yeah, nice.
I put it all together, but we've been trying to keep fresh, and we started doing live streams on Twitch once we were finally allowed to do that, and some other music groups and things like that, just to stay relevant, stay fresh, to reach out and connect with a new audience. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been really good for us to keep active and
Did it force you? I've said to a lot of interviews I've done, I said, we were kind of forced into a corner to be creative. We had to adapt to this new world, right? Gives that song a whole new world, a whole new meaning, right? Yeah. And did that force you to be a little more creative? Like, okay, we got to do this.
Yeah, we really did have to start thinking outside of the box. Like we started small, doing like some live on location things, like just doing little pop-up jams in the park because like as parks opened up, we were able to gather there with distancing and all that safe stuff. And so we started there just doing jams in the park, and then once we could start gathering in our apartment, then we could start doing the live stream here, and we adapted our live setup for the live streaming as well too. Like we've got our PA hooked in to the computer and sending it pretty well the same quality of sound as what you get in a live show. Yeah. Not better, because you don't have all of the live variables as well too.
Right. And good for you for doing that, because I know. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's. I was just gonna cap that off with it. It's been a really cool learning experience, like just trying to adapt on the fly and.
Yeah, and then keep like the quality of our like content and music upheld as well. Not just saying, oh, we'll just record it on a phone and that'll be fine. Yeah. We were continuing, not that we didn't do that, but we were looking for ways. We kept trying to evolve through that to make our sound as good as it could be.
Well, I'm glad you pointed that out, because that's kind of where I was jumping in there to say, like, I've been live streaming a long time, and I think a lot of musicians and people in general went to figure out, like, you can't just play live from your phone, and they didn't realize it compressed the music and not, and a lot of musicians learned through that, but fortunately you guys evolved through it. Marcus, that's a great word for that, right? Evolving and staying relevant, I guess, is really important as a musician anyway. So this was more of a technical relevance, right?
Yeah, it was very much an exercise in staying relevant and staying topical as well too, while also avoiding the elephant in the room. Like everybody was troping on and on about COVID-19, and we didn't really want to focus on all of that. So we were just kind of doing our thing, as we always have been.
Yeah.
Kind of in our own style.
Marcus, a man of few words. Talk, buddy.
No, yeah, I mean, it was at least a good time for us to explore what we could do as a band on our own. And like, again, we all kind of collectively don't have a lot of experience of working with all the equipment, but it doesn't mean that we haven't had a lack of trying.
Right. Thank God for YouTube, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. Melissa, what were you going to say?
Super collaborative. Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. We did experiment with being a 5-piece electric for a hot minute there. COVID kind of put the damper on that, so that's something that we might come back to.
Okay.
Just with the restrictions and, you know, gathering limits and everything, we could not get together, you know, in a small place responsibly. So we're back to a 3-piece acoustic for right now, but, you know, we've been trying to branch out into other sounds as well and see, you know, what other things we can do with our sound besides just, you know, acoustic and things that we've been doing so far.
So yeah, you know, and I get that, but don't sell yourself short. Don't say just 3-piece. Like I know, but I just want to, like, that's beer store money to me. Is the 3-piece, the three of you. That I guess probably that's how I met you. But it's you've got such a unique sound to you. Like even doing like the Chris Isaak tune. I remember I don't know where it was, even a week or two, maybe downtown. I heard you doing it, and I was like, I just have to stop and listen to that. Like that is so cool, right? Let's talk more about that. You know, like Chris Isaak, the song and other things. You've been on like Spotify, and you were telling me you've been on iHeartRadio. You're on YouTube Music. Look at the smile coming off the face there when you hear me say that. You should be totally proud. That's awesome, right?
It's wild. Like,
talk about that.
We're a real band, you know. It's vindication. You know, we've got something tangible out there in the world, and it's something that we can build on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So, you know, it's nothing I never really expected to happen. And now we won $900 worth of recording time through Adam Miner.
Awesome.
And so we're going to be, you know, doing some actual studio recording, you know, with, I think they want to do like a reel-to-reel analog kind of.
You know, whatever Adam Miner tells you to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he's a master of what he does with that. He's just incredible with that.
We're very excited about that, and we're hoping to put together an EP by the end of the year, if not early next year. And we're calling it Better Luck Next Year. It's sort of been the, you know,
I love it.
We had plans, and it was like, well, okay,
like
better luck next year.
Yeah, it's like, here's to best laid plans.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But, you know, everything that's been happening has been feeling really good. It feels like life is returning. It feels like we're on the right path. And we're finding ourselves collaborating with a bunch of great bands. We're going to be playing at the Richmond Tavern here
on August 28th.
August 28th.
At the end of the month.
Nice.
At the end of this month. Like, time is flying right now.
Like, where are we? August, right?
Yeah, like, we're blasting through so many gigs. Like, we just played Big Family on Saturday, and
I saw that.
And like we're plugging basically like a gig per weekend, if not back-to-back gigs.
Awesome.
And we're playing like all over Southern Ontario now. It's wild. Like,
well, you kind of have to, right? Because even as good as you are, like there's only so many places right locally you can play before people go, you know, seeing the same bands around. So
saturation is very much a thing. So we wanted to branch out. We've been playing at Stone Pickers out in Forest. We've got a gig coming up at the Richmond Tavern. We're bringing along a couple of local bands.
Yeah.
We decided, you know, we're not competitive, we're collaborative, right? So it's like, okay, we've got a 3-hour show. That'd be a lot of fun for us and everything, but what if we brought out Full Disclosure and War on the Floor and made a whole night of it, you know? And
just
then
party Sarnia style.
Party Sarnia style, a bunch of diverse music. You're going to hear a whole bunch of different things.
Sign me up.
Right? Exactly. So, you know, we're very excited about that. We're playing at the Elephant's Nest out in Chatham. Bad Apple Brewery out in Zurich, I think.
Yeah, Zurich, Bayfield area.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so, just a lot of really cool things coming up. Wild Wing Downtown, first Friday in September. And,
It's wild the places that music will take you.
Absolutely, and we're having so much fun.
It's a journey for sure, right? And you are, you're kind of kicking it into high gear now. Talk about a little more. Let's go back to the Chris Isaak song. Tell everybody what song that is. And that's like licensed now, right?
It is a licensed song.
Yeah, we actually got it licensed through DistroKid, and why don't you take it away, Mel?
It's Chris Isaak's song, "Wicked Game" is a song from, I want to say, late '90s, early 2000s.
Yep.
Don't quote me on that because I don't have it in front of me.
'90s.
Covers it nicely. It's a kind of a slow, kind of mournful, like, I'm really sad kind of thing. And I was kind of at work one day at the factory, and I was just kind of bopping it around in my head, and I just started kind of speeding it up and making it fast and angry. And it works. So,
it does.
That's kind of become one of our trademarks, is doing, popular songs in different styles. Our one COVID song that we do is a sort of like a big band swing, I would almost say, Down with the Sickness.
Okay.
Which
Just
no
get
one expects to
jazzy on
hear. We got really jazzy with it. And
it almost sounds like a crooner tune, actually, the way
Yeah.
we play it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a lot of different things that we do with the songs, because I don't want to do karaoke. I can go to karaoke for karaoke, and
I get it.
I don't want to necessarily. I do want to go to karaoke.
I do want to go to karaoke soon.
I love your karaoke. It's so much fun.
It's a fun time.
Thanks.
But we don't necessarily want to do it how you would hear it on the radio either. I kind of like that moment when you start a song and it kind of takes a minute for it to kick in, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, is that? I love that!"
Well,
so
that's totally the reaction that I gave you, even though you didn't know. I think I was listening from afar, kind of thing. And you said karaoke. It's a song that I used to sing on karaoke all the time for one of my regulars that came in. And so when you get used to a song a certain way, like American Pie, for example, I'm still angry at Madonna for doing that song, because it just shouldn't have been. Some you should just leave alone, right? But you stopped me, and I had to listen, because I was sort of getting ready to go, "Ooh, you better do this good," because I liked the way it already was done, right? And then you did it, right? You hit that uniqueness without going too far with it, right? Like you went just far enough, I think. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Far enough where it feels fresh. And
yeah.
It's almost like, I didn't expect that.
And respectable, I guess, is another way, right?
Recognize it in the beginning, and then it clicked, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Do you ever think like Chris Isaak? He's like, I don't know, 65 years old. Does he know you're doing this?
I mean, it's been licensed.
He's been notified at the very least.
It's crossed someone's desk at some point.
And if you'd like to contact me and discuss it, beerstoremoney@gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you. Hi, Chris.
I'll see what I can do for you.
All right, we'll hold you to that.
That's really a stamp, though, isn't it? When you work as hard as you do as a musician for very little or no money sometimes, and you're worth a whole lot more, and then finally we're doing it, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how to.
That's just the chip in the ice, really. It's just we kept cracking at it to the point where we broke
Yeah.
through, and now we're just rolling with it. It's been this last year, summer, I guess you could even say, has been like as busy as we expected to be just before COVID ran out. So at least now we've hit the ground running, and we're back really like where we wanted to be.
Timing's everything.
Absolutely.
It's a big part of it,
our
right?
mantra this whole past year has been repetition breeds legitimacy.
I love it.
Like, you keep banging that drum, and you keep doing what you're doing, and you stay true to yourself, and eventually it'll start coming around. And again, we've seen it come around tenfold compared to where we were this time last year.
Yeah. I think
we just started.
Whenever I talk to you guys, I think that's probably one of the, besides your multiple talents that you all have, it's the philosophies that you have, and put into your music and the mindset that you have, and even on a personal level, just talking to you, I know I'm like, boy, they're really thinking and they're working hard but it's the philosophies behind the music that really can give the push, right?
Well, I want to hope we're in this for the right reasons. Like we understand that fame is elusive. That's not the goal here. It's to make good music, to have fun, to leave a mark. To have something that, when I kick off someday, I've got something left behind for my grandkids that they can be like, wow, check out my grandma.
Cool grandma, right?
Right. Yeah. I like to hope I'll be a cool grandma.
Yeah. We just played my cousin's wedding. It was a Zoom wedding. Very, surreal experience that.
Yeah, I bet.
And it was so much fun, playing a set for my cousin. And then I got a message from my aunt the next day, and she was like, thanks for letting me be the cool aunt who's got a hip nephew in a band. And it's like, oh man, that's you can't.
It's not where I was going with that, but
you can't replicate that,
Yeah.
It's just that feeling is just awesome.
Yeah, but it's okay to get paid too, just so you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
Equipment is expensive.
Yeah, we just dropped a significant chunk of change on a new sound system and speakers and everything. So everything that we're doing gig-wise is going right back into what we're putting out as well.
Yeah.
Whether it's equipment or studio time in the future or merchandise or what have you. It's all a closed loop the way we've got things running.
Yeah, we've all kind of invested enough time in the craft a bit, and at this point it's good to invest some money back into
Absolutely. It. Well, there comes a time you go, okay, how far are we going here? Are we just having fun on the weekends, or are we taking this to the next level? And if we are, that is a whole new mindset and commitment, right? And you guys have done that. And your commitment, well, even pre-pandemic, when I met you guys, I remember saying to Jennifer, I said, keep an eye on them because they're really into this gig, right? And you've proven yourself so many times over. So congratulations to all of you. And I'm so glad to know all of you. And I can't wait to get out and catch you when our schedules can work together so I could go and watch you. But I am watching just from afar right now. But thanks for being here. I'm going to let you go, but is there anything we missed or anything you want to put out there before I let you go?
Marcus is getting married.
Oh!
Took a month off, sort of.
Congratulations.
As a duo for that time, but he's getting married in September, so,
That's awesome.
So
congratulations to you.
The trio is going to be September 11th at Los Puntos Cantina.
Right.
And then after that, we're going to be taking a little time off and celebrating this guy's wedding, and
right
then
on.
we'll be coming back for just in time for our favorite holiday, Halloween. So
Oh yes, right.
We'll be talking real soon about that.
Yep. Let me know. That's probably one of the first gigs, in the beginning of our relationship, right? I think it was just a little before that, but I'm pretty sure it was a Halloween gig. Yeah.
Yeah, Village Gardens didn't know
right?
it was coming.
No, they didn't.
Oh, that was a time.
But yeah, that's about it for us, really. Just onwards and upwards, Just keep on plugging away at it.
Right on. Thanks so much, Melissa, Chris, Marcus. I appreciate all of you so much. Beer Store Money, you got to check them out online. Of course, they're on Twitch. Of course, if you don't know what Twitch is, go there anyway. And of course, they're on Facebook and all the musical platforms. Keep an eye on this group. They're going to keep climbing the mountain, and they're going to be over the top. Thanks again, Beer Store Money. We'll see you next time.
Have a good
Cheers.
night.
Thanks, Dave. Have a great night.
All right. Well, a great interview, as I said, with Beer Store Money, and we could have kept going there. I'm very sincere when I told them. I'm just really proud of them for what they've been able to accomplish in their musical careers and their talents. I mean, you find them on iHeartRadio. They're on all the musical platforms. They got a song licensed by Chris Isaac. And they're just going to keep going. And Halloween's going to be here before you know it. It's August. It's the end of August, right? Do you believe that already? So thanks again, Beer Store Money. We're going to keep an eye on you, and we're going to keep promoting them here on the show. And we'll be posting some of the links to their stuff after the show as well. Okay, before I get to my next guest, I got to I better do it. I don't know if she's still watching, but There's my sister, Catherine. Hello, little brother. Hey, Kath. Miss you. And she's saying hello. And then we got Sean Johnson. Hey, David, I'm excited for the show today. Can't wait to hear more about the wrestling. He's ready. I'm teasing him. Ronnie's out there. Mr. J's out there. And who else we got? Carl Freeman, all the way from Oshawa, Ontario, is there too. Thanks again, Beer Store Money. Okay, here we go. Arron Sisson waiting patiently in the wings there. Commissioner Arron Sisson of Chem Valley Wrestling. How you doing?
Not bad. How are you, Dave? Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's nice to have you back. And I guess that's part of what it is. The comeback is coming here to Valley Axe. You've got to be so excited to finally be getting out there again with Chem Valley Wrestling.
Absolutely, man. It was really great to see things open up the last month, just the way that they did. Well, I guess the last couple months anyways, with the reopening, the 3-stage process. And I was a little hesitant, and I didn't know if it was going to happen for sure, but I'm really happy to see that we're here now. And really excited for Saturday at Valley Axe.
Yeah. And well, I mean, there's several reasons why you would be excited for this. I mean, other than the fact that you're the commissioner of Chem Valley Wrestling, but there's kind of a little payback action going on here. Am I reading that story right?
Yeah, there's some payback, I guess. Well, I wouldn't say payback. I would say more so, how can I put this nicely? Just we're going to be probably taking out a wrestler on Saturday, me and Ethan.
Right. And who would that be?
Brian White is his name. Last show, me and Ethan and Tyson put him through a door at the end of the show. It kind of was from some stuff that happened it happened at the dojo. I trained with Brian at Tyson Dukes' Wrestling Factory before the pandemic, and he was just kind of smack talking. So me, Tyson, and Ethan kind of came together before the show, and what happened was Tyson came out to congratulate the Chem Valley champion at the end of the show, and he won his match, so he's still the champion. And Tyson turned on his best friend. So then I went and grabbed Brian from the back, said, "Brian, you need to help with this," and kind of set him up. Had Ethan follow him out behind him, and we put him through a door. So there's definitely some payback, I guess, on Brian's side that he needs to get in.
All right. Well, I'll have to maybe reach out to him and see if we can get a response of that, because I'm sure there's another side to the story. But you, as the commissioner, you're gonna be in the ring then for this event.
This is my debut, actually. This was supposed to happen last year, and then obviously with things, it just didn't ever happen. And now here we are, like a year and a half later. And it's finally happening. And Tyson's also wrestling Cody Diener as well that night for the Chem Valley Championship.
Okay. How many cards in all are we going to see?
Got 8 matches. So we put together a big card for a first show back. It's outdoors, so it's our first outdoor show. If you are coming, bring your own chair. We're going to have lots of picnic tables around the ring, socially distanced. And we're going to make sure everyone has a great time because, we've missed wrestling, and I'm really excited to have it back. Seeing all these promotions run for the last month has really been killing me.
Yeah. You really worked hard at the wrestling, Chem Valley Wrestling. I remember a few years ago, when you were starting things, you've been involved in the entertainment world on the music side of things. What is it about this wrestling that gets you all worked up and excited enough to put all the hard work into putting on a show?
To be honest with you, I've just been I've been a lifelong fan. My dad put me in front of the TV when I was 3 years old to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Attitude Era, and I was hooked from that point on. I just love working with all the guys, the talent and the team that I've built here in Sarnia. We have a great team of guys who help me out for the show setting up, putting on the show, and we're just really continuously building, which is great. Something that I really want to do here in Sarnia in the long run is kind of make ourselves the promotion and maybe even open a facility one day where we can run our shows in, do some training. That's the goal down the line. But right now we're really excited to get back into it and be able to do shows again.
Yeah, you've really got some big visions there, you know. I think, and that's I think that's one of the things I've always liked about you is you're just like ready to go for it all the way to the top and over, right? So, are you feeling like you've obviously had some training? This is your first debut performance. Are you feeling pretty confident right now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Me and Ethan are going to tear him apart limb by limb. And this is going to be the last wrestling match you ever see Brian White, I think, in Sarnia.
Wow, those are some big words coming out there. I wish I could reach out to Brian right now and
I think maybe even after this, I might even go run as a politician just to throw some salt in the wound.
Oh, really? You think you could like maybe take him out of the political field? Do you?
I'm not going to say that I can. I'm not going to say that I can't. But I'm going to say that I could definitely, after beating him in the ring, I think I'll have a lot of his people won over.
I'm reaching out to Brian right now. Are you okay with that? Like if I were to get him here, like,
yeah, of course, absolutely.
let's see if we can get. Here's the link. I'm just sending him the link to join because like. I mean, fair is fair, right? I bet he's a pretty busy guy. He's been a city county councilor, and but you're really taking this to heart here, and he's really proven himself well in the ring over the last couple of years. Like, I mean, even a couple of years ago, like he had been wrestling and he broke something, and the next day, and he was in Dancing with the Stars, and him and his partner won Dancing with the Stars. So, I mean, he's certainly no slouch when it comes to this wrestling, and this is your first time, but this is kind of 2 against 1. How's that fair?
2 against 1, and it's also an Extreme Rules match. So I think Brian's got a lot on his plate, and I don't know if he's going to be able to handle it, especially with Ethan. Ethan's an unbelievable wrestler who's been wrestling with his dad throughout this pandemic. He's got a barn down in London where they can just go out and it's not a barn. It's like a garage, but they just go out and train whenever they want. So Ethan's ready to go. And really all I'm going to have to do is sit there and look at the look on the faces of all Brian's friends and family when Ethan takes him out. And then I can just go in and finish the job, and Ethan and I can get our hand raised.
Oh, so he's going to do all the dirty work for you, and then you're just going to go in and take the glory? Is that how this works?
Well, I mean, like, we're going to work together. I'll help out a little bit in the start. But, like, for the most part, yeah, I'm not trained. Like, I'm trained, but I'm not fully trained, and I'm not a wrestler. I'm the commissioner, so I shouldn't have to get my hands dirty. You know what I mean?
But what you just decided you needed to first? Was this your decision, or was the pressure put on from Brian? Did he kind of like irritate you enough to make you go, "Hey, okay, well, listen, man, I'm the commissioner. Do you know what you're talking to here?"
Yeah, so Brian was trying to, at the last show, Brian was in the ring. Before all the door stuff happened, he was in the ring suggesting a title shot and thinking that he's going to be a future champion of Chem Valley Wrestling. And I'm not going to lie, that kind of ticked me off at the show because you don't come into my promotion, something that I've built up so well, and come in and suggest a championship match. Because quite honestly, you got to earn that in Chem Valley. Like, we've had Aiden Prince as our champion, and now we have Cody Diener, who's on TV every week as our champion. So if Brian thinks he should be the champion, I don't think that's true. I don't think he should be the champion.
So what's the process then? What does somebody have to do to prove themselves enough to even have a shot at the title?
Well, Brian's won, I think, 2 matches in Chem Valley Wrestling. And then before that, obviously, he broke his arm, which I think he had one loss with Smash and then 1 win and 1 loss with Destiny, if I'm not correct. So Brian's definitely he doesn't have a great winning record right now. So you got to have a great winning record, especially in Chem Valley. You got to win some matches, prove yourself, win over the crowd. And then maybe one day he can have a championship match, maybe a tag team championship match, because I don't know if he's earned the right to have the big gold yet.
All right. So is maybe his ego getting ahead of him?
I think so, a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
So when you're not, all right. Well, I've sent the message to Brian. I should have probably given him a heads up, but I didn't really think. But we'll see if he comes back. And if it's not today, maybe we'll have a rebuttal response before this Saturday. So when you're not in the ring here, trying to take out Brian White, then what does the commissioner do? What are your duties there?
For the show, I set up all the matches, book all the matches, sign the contracts, have all the guys go get their matches ready, and just be ready for their matches for the night.
Right. So the night of an event comes along. You've signed all the contracts. The matches are all set. Who knows what's going to happen, kind of thing. What are you doing the night of an event? You just sit back and watch and make sure everybody behaves themselves, or do you got to get involved sometimes?
Definitely for the most part, I'm just kind of sitting back, making sure all the fans are good and enjoying themselves. If they have any questions, I help them out. The talent, if they have any questions, I help them out. We have a big team of the referees, which I'm sure some of the refs that we work with, Jay Smith, Matt McCausland. So we work with lots of great talent, and that's pretty much all I'm doing throughout the night is kind of talking with them and making sure everything's going to run smoothly for the show.
All right. Well, I can tell you, it had to be obviously over 2 years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago. I had the experience of being in the ring myself, but with the microphone in my hand, thank goodness. And that was my first experience, and I didn't know what to expect. And boy, oh boy, these guys really take this seriously. And I forget that gentleman's name. Gentleman, I use that word loosely on him. He pretty much threw me out of the ring because he came in and was ready to tear things up, and he yelled at me to get out of the ring. And wow. There's got to be is there tension in the locker room sometimes?
So if the guy's facing another guy, we have them in a separate room. So we try to coordinate that, especially with all the COVID stuff. We're going to have to keep everyone distant and maybe even have some security back there for this one.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person. I know you asked me if I would be able to do some announcing, but let me know about the next one for sure. So you're going to see how this one goes and then plan some more, or are you already thinking ahead?
I'm thinking ahead. Obviously, with COVID, it's really hard to plan an event right now. This one's outdoors, so luckily we don't have to worry about all the indoor capacity limits and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
For this one, it's a little bit more loose with what they're allowing outside. So for when we go indoors, I'm hoping to go indoors in October and do our anniversary show. I just don't know what the capacity limits will be. I'm kind of seeing a lot of these places like Quebec and New York are doing the vaccine thing right now and making it mandatory for people to have the vaccine. So I don't know where things are going to go within the next 2 months here, right? So I'm just kind of sitting back and watching. But our plan is to definitely have an anniversary show, 2-year anniversary show in October.
Nice. Well, yeah. I think it's great that you're doing this. You're following through with your passion and your love for wrestling. What's so far beyond, like you say, you're still working on plans to have a training center and everything else, right? Like that takes money. You gotta. That's how does this come from the shows or how do you finance something like that?
Working 4 jobs right now, Dave.
Right.
Just working my life away, to be honest, and I got a baby on the way. So I mean,
yeah, congratulations.
Super ambitious for all that I want to do, but I think it's definitely possible, especially with the way things are going with Chem Valley. Like this show coming up on Saturday is our best selling show of all time. It's blown like every single show away for ticket sales. So I think just going forward, we'll be able to really build off this one and kind of continue to keep on doing things. We got a production team, which is really big for us. Like we've taped our shows, but we just have one hard cam when we tape our shows, so you can only see one angle. It's going to be really nice to have 3 different angles now with a production team. They're coming in from Toronto and going to be taping all of our shows. So that'll be really good. And we're hoping to get on to your TV. We worked a deal with them. So once we have all the product and whatnot, we're going to give it to them, and it's going to be played on your TV as well. So there's lots of really big things that we're planning for the future. And as long as COVID doesn't hold us back, I think the sky's the limit.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the success so far. And thanks for giving me your time here today. And before I let you go and get back to your day, anything we missed here?
I think Brian was scared to join in today, to be quite honest with you, Dave.
He hasn't seen the message yet. I sent it on Messenger and he hasn't read it yet. So I'm not sure that that's the case, but I'll wait for a response from him. And if it's after the show, I'll do an interview with him and see if we can, I'm sure he's going to have a different story to tell there, because this has been going on for a while. And but this has got to be a little emotional, because you guys were kind of like friends in the beginning of all this.
We were friends, and you know what? The funny thing about it is, the night before our show, where he went through the door, he gave me a bell for Chem Valley. We rent our ring, and we were using a ring bell from the other promotion that we were renting the ring from. But Brian went out and ordered me a bell, which is super nice of him. I definitely do appreciate that. But when he went in the ring and kind of suggested a title shot and started talking all this crazy stuff, like, it just kind of went too far. So,
all right,
we'll put him in his place on Saturday. If you can still get your tickets, revelry.ca, and there will be tickets at the door as well. Former WWE star Highlander Robbie will be there, and Tyson Dukes, Cody Diener. Is a great lineup. So we hope to see all of you out. And thanks so much, Dave, again, for having me on the show to promote this show, because I really appreciate all your support.
You're welcome anytime, my friend, and I'm glad that you were able to take the time to be here. And we'll be sure to share this all around. And I might have to just get the phone number for Brian out here and just call him directly, because I know you're the commissioner, but we'll see what he has to say. We'll see what he has to say. Thanks so much for being here, Arron. All the best of luck on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
See you on Saturday. Take care.
All right, Commissioner Arron Sisson from Chem Valley Wrestling. Boy, he's got some harsh things to say about Brian White there, but again, two sides to every story. So we'll see what happens if Brian White. I don't think Brian White's scared, but he might be just busy being a politician right now or something, and family. Who knows? But thanks to Arron Sisson, my friend, for being here and talking about the Chem Valley Wrestling happening at Valley Axe this week, Saturday, right? Get your tickets online. We'll post that. Just go over to, actually, here it is right here. If you just go over to their Facebook page, there is a link to Eventbrite where you can order your tickets online. Sounds like tickets are going really well. So if you're a wrestling fan, stop thinking about it. Just go do it. And once again, get out to see Chem Valley Wrestling, The Comeback, and a special event in there. Bayview Chrysler, also one of the sponsors there as well. We'll give a shout out to them. Thanks again, Arron. Good luck to you, and good luck with Brian White. We'll see what happens there. All right, and as always, thanks to all of you. Just before you go, I do want to give a shout out to my brothers and sisters of the 999th Legion for Child Rights, the Sarnia chapter. We are a group of community members who support children's rights, and we do that by trying to connect them and their families to proper, in the interim of proper organizations that already exist here in our community. And if you want to find out more, you can go to 999thlegionsarnia.com. And we happen to ride motorcycles as well. So if you see us out and you see us with the patch like that on the back, don't be afraid. Come up to us and say hello. We're often out on the bikes traveling around, and we are happy to make new friends wherever we go there. So 999th Legion. And of course, as always, I mentioned, No One Stands Alone, a guide to resources and supports for mental health. You can go to noonestandsalone.ca to find out where you can get your hard copy. I've always got mine really handy right here. So there you go. Thanks to Deb for that. All right. I think that's it. Have I covered it all? Yep. I think I'm going to go ride my motorcycle or something. Fly my drone. Follow my YouTube channel for all those details, and go to the show live to sign up for the email list. That's all the time I got for you. Hi, sis. If you're still watching, love you lots. That's all the time I got for you this week, everybody. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show. Bye for now.